Over the years, YouTube has seen some heroes.
Oh, wait, that's what I think to that. Oh, I can't believe he's done this.
And some villains.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Oh my god, who is this guy?
But the guys in this video all have one thing in common. They're gone. Some retired, some were banned, and some passed away. But good or bad, their last video left a legacy behind. So let's start with the most recent one. Demolition Ranch didn't just quit YouTube, he abandoned his fans, and the reason why is deeper than anyone expected. But before we talk about the final goodbye that had grown men crying in the comments, let's rewind a bit.
Don't act surprised. We all knew this was coming. 50 BMG.
Mike Carricker, aka Demolition Ranch, is the gun-loving, tank-driving YouTuber who turned blowing up stuff into a full-time career and then just walked away. His final video is fun, emotional, and just the kind his fans love. While I love to say there's no scandal or controversy for this guy, that's not entirely true. Some people are blaming Matt for the Donald Trump situation that happened a while back. Yeah, that's not a joke. We'll get into that, but first, it's best you know what kind of man Matt is. So, what happened? Well, the guy seriously loves the Second Amendment, and because of his passion, his viewers love him. However, after 14 years on the job, giving fans what they wanted, Matt decided to give it all up, to retire, and his fan base was absolutely devastated. Here I am, 2:39 a.m., crying over someone whom I've never met, but has been a part of my life for the better part of 12 years. To understand why people are crying their eyes out, you got to look at him as a person. This wasn't just some dude in his backyard with a Nerf gun. This man once strapped a firing 50 cal to a drone just to see what would happen. He built a literal rocket launcher out of PVC pipes. He bought abandoned military tanks for content, and people love him for it. 11.8 million subscribers, billions of views, he was huge. But on March 29, 2025, he kissed it all goodbye. His last video is called Thank You for Everything and is one of his most daring videos ever. And that's saying a lot.
But I want to take a second just to say thank you to you guys. Thank you for all the years.
While fans thought he was living the dream, building gun labs, filming explosions, chilling on the ranch, behind the scenes, things were changing. 14 years is a long time, and Matt was tired. He wasn't burnt out from content, he was burnt out from missing life. A few months before his final goodbye, Matt revealed the truth. He said, "I know that in the next few years, when all of our kids leave our house and we're empty nesters, I'm not gonna look back and say, I wish I made more YouTube videos." So, family was the official reason, but there may have been more to it. Back in 2024, Trump was in an incident and Matt was involved in a weird way. The shooter was wearing a Demolition Ranch t-shirt. That, combined with how strict YouTube is getting on firearm content, probably meant his channel's time was running out anyway. It was a wise decision. So, it's goodbye from Demolition Ranch, but at least his final video was one his fans loved. However, the next guy can't say the same. EDP 445 didn't just fall off, he got destroyed. 1 minute he was YouTube royalty, and next, dirt scum, the worst of worst. His downfall was so bad that he was trending on every platform for all the wrong reasons. But before we get into the creepy DMs, the cupcake excuse, and how he went from YouTube fame to begging for Grubhub tips, let's talk about who he used to be. Most people knew him as EDP 445, short for Eat That.
What the f going on, everybody? It's your boy Eat That 445.
Yeah, real subtle, and it shows what kind of man he is, a nasty one. But only later did we find out how nasty. He first blew up off his unfiltered rage about the Philadelphia Eagles, screaming at the camera, wide-eyed at full scent.
Woo! It's showtime!
It was raw, it was weirdly relatable, it was successful, he wasn't trying to be family friendly, and that was kind of the point. By 2015, he leveled up to vlogs, fast food rants, and bathroom accident stories. Seriously, his most iconic video might be, I flooded the toilet at Chipotle, and for some reason, people ate that up. EDP had 2 million subscribers, millions of views, and a cult following that thought he was just some wild dude online. But then, things got really dark. It started slow, like whispers in a Discord server. In 2020, rumors popped up accusing EDP of messaging minors. Instead of a real explanation, he dropped a joke video waving it off, saying it's just a bunch of Karens trying to cancel him. And we believed him. Until April 2021, when everything blew up. That's when a YouTube channel called Predator Poachers, run by Alex, dropped a sting video. They had been posing as a 13-year-old girl. EDP had been messaging her, and they caught him on camera, walking up to the meetup spot, thinking he was about to get a cupcake.
Again, so what brings you out here today?
Well, I was coming out here to...
Glasses off.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
The clip went viral instantly. Memes, edits, outrage, it was everywhere. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. That same day, he unknowingly posted his final video to his channel. Just some random vlog before getting wiped off the internet forever. YouTube banned his account. He lost every subscriber. Cameo dropped him. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok were all deleted. Every time he made a new account, trolls found him instantly. And things kept spiraling. He tried working for Uber Eats, got recognized and fired. Tried Lyft, same thing. At one point, he applied to Chuck E. Cheese. Let that sink in. Eventually, he tried legally changing his name, like that was gonna help. But when your face is literally a meme template, there's no hiding. In the end, EDP445 went from shouting in front of his webcam to living out of his suitcase. Getting exposed every time he touched a job application, he made the internet his playground, and now it's his prison. And the wildest part is that there are still people defending him, but that's a story for another time. Next, we have somebody whose videos changed lives before they met a tragic end. This guy's farewell was something else. It transcended YouTube and will be remembered forever. That guy would be Technoblade. Now, you probably heard the name. Even if you never touched Minecraft a day in your life, the dude was everywhere. Meme pages, clip compilations, PvP montages. He ran the entire Minecraft community like it was his personal server. But here's the thing. While most YouTubers say goodbye and dip quietly, Technoblade went out with a bang, the saddest bang ever. But before we get into the most legendary farewell in YouTube history, let's rewind a little. At first glance, he just looked like your regular Minecraft tryhard, super sweaty at PvP, always roasting his friends, and pulling off the wildest clutches.
Group hug. I am a bad person.
And yeah, he was a bit cracked, but that was one of the reasons people loved him. Techno had personality. He wasn't just good at Minecraft. He made the game funny. He was smart, sarcastic, and completely chaotic. You weren't watching for the wins. You were watching for the jokes, the energy, and the absolute clowning of everyone around him. And then, August 2021, he drops a video called Where I've Been. At first, everyone thought it was just a normal, hey guys, I took a break type video. But it wasn't. Technoblade told millions of people I have cancer, sarcomia to be exact. It was super rare and it affected his bone and soft tissue. It started with arm pain, which he thought was just gaming strain or something.
It's not going great, I'm not going to lie to you. So in the last 2 days of July, I noticed that my right arm was starting to hurt a decent amount, and I thought my best guess was that it was some kind of repetitive stress injury.
But it kept getting worse. Swelling, severe pain, turns out it wasn't carpal tunnel, it was cancer.
And they told me that the reason my arm hurts is because I have cancer.
And here's where it gets actually insane. The same day he found out about his cancer, his YouTube channel hit 1 billion views. That's not a joke. Imagine getting the worst news of your life and the biggest accomplishment of your career in the same 24 hours. But Technoblade didn't disappear. He didn't play the victim, he kept uploading, kept being funny, then he did something nobody expected. He turned his situation into a movement. Techno launched Minecrafters vs. Cancer, a massive fundraiser that took over YouTube. Creators across the world added donation links, streamed, and made tribute videos. Even if you didn't watch Minecraft, you saw it. Because Technoblade Never Dies wasn't just a catchphrase anymore, it became so much more. But behind all the support, the memes, the movement, he was still fighting. And by June 2022, that fight ended. A new video popped up on his channel. Just 3 words. So long, nerds. It was just his dad on camera, holding back tears, reading a message Techno wrote 8 hours before he passed.
Hello everyone, Technoblade here. If you're watching this, I am dead.
And then.
But that's all from me. Thank you all for supporting my content over the years. If I had another 100 lives, I think I would choose to be Technoblade again every single time. I hope you guys enjoyed my content and that I made some of you laugh. And I hope you all go on to live long, prosperous, and happy lives. Because I love you guys. Technoblade out.
That was it, a goodbye that was somehow funny, sad, and soul crushing, all at once. The internet lost it. Every YouTuber posted tributes, Dream SMP, Mr. Beast, even politicians, and YouTube. They did something wild. Go search Technoblade. The first suggestion that comes up is Technoblade never dies. His legacy will live forever because yeah, Technoblade might be gone, but his fans will always love him. But not every goodbye hits that hard. Some leave you crying, and others leave you cringing, because the next YouTuber on this list, let's just say, their goodbye video might have been the weirdest farewell we've ever seen. His name is Master Oogway. No, not the turtle from Kung Fu Panda, though you'll be forgiven for thinking that, because this man built an entire brand off pretending to be him. And at first, it actually kinda worked, with that soothing fake wise voice and lines like,
"If her name is Emily, you shall date her whole family."
That's how Omir Saston, aka Mr. Oogway, started blowing up. He went from a nobody to a TikTok spiritual guru, spitting fake wisdom with a turtle voice and racking up millions of views. But then, bro switched it up. After his face reveal, he dropped the whole wise turtle persona. He started doing reaction videos, and they sucked.
iPhone 10 ain't that old. 7 years is pretty old, bro. That's what I told the judge, but I still got charged.
See what I mean? Anyway, after that, things got messy. He didn't just rebrand, he started reusing clips, recycling content, and uploading stuff that YouTube's algorithm hates. So naturally, he rage quit. On November 3rd, 2023, Master Oogway posted a dramatic exit video. He said he was done.
And then you say that I make unoriginal content. Frankly, f*** you guys.
But the crazy part is that he came back like a week later and quit again.
What's up, guys? I just want to make this video saying that I am going to quit YouTube Shorts on this channel.
And this wasn't a one-time thing. This man had more comeback tours than One Direction. Every other week, he was saying stuff like, "This is my final video. YouTube has wronged me. I am leaving forever." And then he'd come back again. And fans just had enough. At first, they supported him, but it wasn't long before people just had enough, and slowly his views faded away. And now he's still there, floating around, dropping the odd video. He even took part in a boxing match and got knocked out. To this day, he lingers in the background on his so-called secret channel. The truth is, I thought this guy would ever actually quit YouTube, but it's crazy how he went from having millions of subs, over 20 billion combined videos on YouTube and TikTok, to barely scratching 5,000 subs and rarely getting over 10K views. I feel like there's a lesson in here somewhere. But our next guy also has a lesson, a masterclass on the best way to quit YouTube. He did it like a pro. That man would be Matt Pat. Or if you ever fallen down a YouTube rabbit hole at 3 AM, you might know him as the guy who somehow made Five Nights at Freddy even more confusing.
So I began to dig a little deeper and deeper, and what I found was some of the most interesting storytelling, most intriguing mysteries, and most disturbing events I'd read about in a long time.
Matt Pat wasn't just a YouTuber, he was the YouTube guy, the one who took gaming, science, and all kinds of nerdy topics and made a career out of it. The Game Theory channel launched way back in 2011, and it wasn't just game breakdowns. They did everything, from the physics of Mario's jump to the science behind Pokemon evolution. It was super successful. Matt gained billions of views, millions of subs, and became a very wealthy man. But suddenly, at the height of his success, he decided to call it quits. But before we get into why he left at the peak of success, let's just have a look at his origins. Matt Pat didn't start on YouTube to break your brain over a Minecraft lore. Nope, he was just a theater kid.
It's too late now for feeling torn. There's a pact been sealed. There's a deal been born.
Before Game Theory, he was just uploading his audition tapes, acting reels, trying to make it on Broadway, not YouTube. But then, April 14, 2011 hits. He drops the first Game Theory episode, a math-filled deep dive into the science of Super Smash Bros. And the internet loved it. Over time, the videos got smarter, the editing got sharper, and Matt Pat went from a nerdy gamer to one of the most respected creators on the platform. And he didn't just stop at one channel, he built an empire. Yeah, 4 channels: Game Theory, Film Theory, Food Theory, Style Theory. But then, on December 20th, 2022, the first crack appeared. MatPat announced he was transferring all the rights to his beloved Theorist channels to Lunar X, a digital content company. Nobody freaked out just yet, but it was clear something big was coming, and then came January 9, 2024. MatPat drops a video titled Goodbye Internet. It came as a shock to many. Why would he leave when it was going so well? But when fans heard the explanation, it made perfect sense. With tears in his eyes, Matt revealed the truth.
Why am I doing this now? Why am I making this announcement today? Why am I walking away from the channels? Well, to be honest, it was Tom Scott. You can blame Tom Scott.
That was a joke. It wasn't Tom Scott. It was his family.
I don't love late nights. I don't love the fact that Steph and I have been work first for over a decade, where I'm sitting down at dinner with my best friend and we're talking about business logistics.
He gave it all up to spend more time with his wife and son. You've got to respect it. But not every YouTuber gets to ride off into the sunset like a hero. Our next guy did the exact opposite. He left as YouTube's biggest villain. This one's messier. Let's talk about Leafy is Here, the king of controversy, the OG of savage commentary. His last video is hard to find because YouTube nuked his channel, but it will be remembered forever because almost everybody is glad this guy is gone. On December 12, 2017, Leafy released his final video before his big return in 2020, but we'll get into that. It was called The Video Will Make You Cry, and he was right, tears of joy. In this video, Leafy just mocks and makes fun of a depressed guy, and it's bad. It really shows what kind of man Leafy is.
How do I tell you I have depression?
Oh my god. Wow, that was really poetic and really deep, you know? How do I tell you I have depression? I mean, it's kind of like a fucking oxymoron, and he kind of just answered its own fucking question, but you know, it wasn't meant.
As you can see, this was a very toxic guy. Now some of you might say Leafy blew up because he was funny, edgy, and had no filter. But before we get into his downfall, let's rewind a bit and see how the king of crude commentary came to be. His story starts back in 2011 when he launched his channel, and for a while he was just vibing, posting Minecraft stuff, being awkward, the usual. And then, around 2015, boom, Leafy unlocked villain mode. He swapped Minecraft for CSGO, slapped some edgy gameplay in the background, and started roasting anything that moved. In 2016, Leafy was unstoppable. Millions of views per video, 4 million subs, but here's the thing about building your whole career off of roasting people. Eventually, the internet roasts you back. iDubbbz was the name of the hero who brought justice to Leafy. He absolutely destroyed him.
A lot of people have been saying in the comments that Leafy looks like this character, the Dr. Seuss character. I think he looks like all the characters from Dr. Seuss because all of them have really weak chins.
To this day, people still bring up the chin jokes whenever Leafy is mentioned. After that, his views plummeted and Leafy disappeared for 3 years. But in 2020, he was back with a bang. Out of nowhere, Leafy came back angrier than ever and immediately went for one of the biggest names out there. He dropped a content nuke. Leafy in a desperate attempt to bully Pokimane and regain some fame, but it flopped. This wasn't the same YouTube anymore, it was a nicer place. Leafy was just seen as a bully, and in the end, YouTube banned him, for good this time. He was kicked off pretty much every platform, including Twitch, and his career as YouTube's biggest bully was over. Let's just say, unlike some others on this list, Leafy will not be missed.